Stop wasting your life. These are the words that echoed in my head, a relentless drumbeat against the inside of my skull. It wasn't a motivational speaker shouting them. It was my own voice, hollow and tired. I was Alex, a graphic designer by trade, a dreamer by curse. My apartment walls were plastered with sketches of worlds I wanted to build, video games I wanted to create. But my days were spent designing corporate logos that felt like tiny digital tombstones. Every morning, I'd watch motivational videos. I'd listen to gurus preach about hustle, about grinding, about waking up at 4 a.m. I'd feel a jolt, a surge of energy. This is it, I'd tell myself. Today is the day. I'd open my game development software, the cursor blinking on a blank screen. And then, nothing. The fire would flicker and die. The sheer scale of the project, the endless lines of code, the complex art assets, it was a mountain. And I was at the bottom with no climbing gear. The brutal truth was, motivation felt like a drug with a shorter and shorter high. By evening, I'd be back on the couch, scrolling through the lives of people who were supposedly crushing it, feeling my own life slip through my fingers like sand. My best friend, Liam, was the opposite. He was a musician. He never talked about motivation. He just did things. One afternoon, I went over to his place, ready to unload my usual complaints. I found him in his home studio, not triumphantly finishing a masterpiece, but painstakingly tuning a single guitar string. He'd been at it for an hour. "It's not right," he mumbled, his focus absolute. "The resonance is just a little flat." An hour on one string. I scoffed. "Dude, just get it close enough and write the song. You're getting bogged down in the details." Liam stopped and looked at me. There was no judgment in his eyes, just a calm clarity. "You don't get it, Alex," he said. "I'm not waiting for motivation to write the song. I'm building the song. Piece by piece. This string is a piece. The amp setting is a piece. The melody I hummed in the shower is a piece. Motivation isn't some magical wave you ride. It's the quiet satisfaction you get after you lay one brick perfectly. Then you lay another. The wall builds itself." His words hit me harder than any motivational speech. I went home and looked at my grand, impossible dream. The mountain. I had been trying to teleport to the summit. I had been waiting for the inspiration to just arrive, fully formed. That night, I didn't open the game engine. I didn't try to code a universe. I opened a notebook and wrote down one sentence. The main character's name is Kai. Then I sketched his shoes. Just his shoes. They were worn and scuffed, practical. It was a tiny, insignificant detail. But as I shaded the worn leather, I felt something new. Not a surge of hyped-up energy, but a quiet hum. A sense of peace. I had laid one brick. The next day, I didn't watch any videos. I designed the buckle on Kai's belt. The day after, I wrote 3 lines of his backstory. I started to see that my project wasn't a mountain. It was a pile of stones. My job wasn't to conquer it in one go. It was just to pick up one stone each day. Some days I picked up a big one. I coded a simple jump mechanic. Other days, it was a tiny pebble. I decided on the color of his eyes. The resistance was still there. The doubt still whispered. But now, I had a weapon against it, proof. I could look back at the week and see a character taking shape, a world slowly emerging from the fog. I started to apply this everywhere. I wanted to get fit. Instead of planning a grueling 2-hour workout, I just did 10 push-ups. That was it. But I did it every day. Soon, 10 became 15. 15 became 20. The momentum wasn't born from a burst of inspiration. It was earned. One push-up at a time. The brutal truth nobody tells you about motivation is that you've been lied to. It's not a cause, it's an effect. It's not the spark that starts the fire. It's the warmth you feel from the flame you patiently build yourself. Stick by stick. You don't find motivation and then start doing things. You start doing small, almost stupidly simple things, and motivation finds you. It shows up to see what you're building. A year later, Liam came over to my apartment. The corporate logos were gone. The walls were now covered in concept art, level designs, and storyboards for my game. Kaizen, I had a playable demo. It was clunky, it was imperfect, but it was real. It was mine. Liam picked up the controller and started playing. He smiled. "So, did you finally get motivated?" he asked. I looked at the screen, at the character I had built one tiny piece at a time. "No," I said. "I got disciplined. I got consistent. I got started. Motivation just came along for the ride. Stop waiting for the lightning bolt of inspiration. It's not coming. Go outside, pick up the sticks, and rub them together. The fire you make yourself is the only one that will keep you warm through the long, dark night of creation. Start small. Start now." Thanks for watching.